Salute. Yo, Black is time. Shout out to the chat. We here. Knicks and Bruises is back. I got Josh in the building. I got the Queen as always in the building. How y'all doing?
It's like a reunion.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
love it. Love being around the crew. Love being back with the crew. How y'all doing? Everybody good?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
Ron may be joining us too from Still Knicks fan. So if he
Okay.
comes
All
in,
right.
we'll welcome him as well. Josh, you had a great show last night. Well, yesterday, I saw it. I watched it last night. But great show. You featured and Andy, shout out to Andy as well. Featured the Fanspo app, did some trade machines, had some good discussions on trades possibilities, which I would like, which I wouldn't like. Good conversation. I seen Queen was listening and commenting. You was responding and corresponding with her. So I figured, let me get Josh in here, get the Queen in here, and let's do it again. You know what I mean? Because it was great stuff. Also with the chat, just off the jump, if y'all want to just type in anybody that you would like the Knicks to trade for, and then we'll have Josh. He's gonna executive produce the show today, and he's gonna pull up these guys and see if we can make something work, something realistic and reasonable. Um,
Mhm.
so I figured that'd be a great show, and yeah. So Josh, you could go ahead and get to work. Chat if you want to throw some names out there. And I'm gonna lead it off, and then we'll just go around and see what we like.
Okay.
Um,
So Tony. Before we continue, I just want to point out some things in regards to the cap. So the Knicks are above the salary cap. However, they're below the luxury tax threshold, right? Which I think is in the 140s, almost 150, something like that. The salary cap is at 122 ish, right? The Knicks are able to absorb basically $5 million in salary. So in a situation where the Knicks are trading for a player that makes more money, right? Then the money that the Knicks are sending out, that difference can only be $5 million. It can't be above that. Right. So yeah, that's just one basic premise that I wanted to point out for everyone to understand. So just because the money doesn't match exactly, the Knicks are able to absorb up to $5 million. Now, conversely, if the Knicks are going to make a trade with someone, let's say the Bucks, for example, the Bucks are above the luxury tax threshold, so they are unable to even take that $5 million extra. They can't even do that, right?
mhm.
So there has to be an exact money match there. In order for that potential trade to work. That's why I mentioned the George Hill for Cam Reddish trade doesn't exactly work because Cam Reddish makes more money than George Hill is at $2 million and Cam Reddish is at about 6, right? So that trade wouldn't work in the confines of the NBA salary cap situation. I am by no means an expert. However, I do know some of the little rules here and there. If someone in the chat knows a little bit more, knows a little bit more about a certain cap situation, please let me know, point that out there, and I'll revise, I guess, whatever. And this app or this website, Fanspo, does a great job of breaking some of those things down, explaining some of those cap rules, the poison pill provision, all of those different things. So you can, definitely look at trades when you go in there and play with it. It'll tell you about some of
Exactly
those things.
why it won't work if it won't work.
Exactly, and you can toggle some of that stuff on and off, which I don't know why you would, if you want to be as realistic as possible. But you can toggle that stuff off, toggle off the poison provision, toggle off player options and team options and stuff like that, right? So, just a heads up while we get into that.
Yeah, well, we're gonna keep it as realistic as possible. I think what I'm gonna ask, to be honest, when I bring my trade up, I want you two guys to act as the opposing team and give as much resistance as possible, so we could kind of keep it as realistic as possible, if that's fair, and then vice versa. When Queen, when you pick somebody, we'll act as the opposing team as to why or what, in the negotiations. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right.
Um, Tony,
But
real quick. So I'm not sure if everyone can see this on the screen right here. Is this pulled up the trade settings? What I have. This is what I was talking about in regards to toggling stuff on and off. Like you can toggle off signing restrictions, bird rights restrictions, all of that stuff, which I don't know why you would. Stepien rules down here, right? Which is about draft assets, right? About trading away consecutive draft picks or trading away draft picks in consecutive years, you can turn that on or off. Up here, if you notice, like the NBA salary cap is at $123 million for this season, and the luxury tax threshold is at 150, right? So I was right there. And the apron, meaning you can't go really above that, or when you start going above that, that's when a lot of your exceptions get taken away at that 156. The Knicks are at around let's see what this says, about 142. So they're not quite at that luxury tax threshold. They're close, but they don't really have any contracts that are going to go above that. And they're got some money coming up the books this season. So just a heads up for everyone, FYI for everyone out there.
Well, you mentioned the Bucks. Let's start there, and I'll go first. I'll play, some hypothetical ideas for the Bucks, and we'll see if we can meet a common ground and if the trade can work. Let me blow this up, Queen.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I gotta blow my screen up so I can't see the chat. Can you just keep an eye on them
Yes.
for me? Appreciate you. All right. So obviously, there's rumors that the Bucks were interested in Cam Reddish. Let's start there with the Knicks sending him to Cam.
Tony,
Bucks.
Do you want to blow up the actual other screen and take us off? Or you want to do that, or you want to keep us on the screen?
No, we can stay on the screen.
Okay, gotcha. Cam Reddish. All right, so this is Cam Reddish right here. Of course, I'm gonna go ahead and trade him to the Bucks. He has $6 million in his contract right now. The Knicks can give him a qualifying offer of next season. Let me just open that up so people can see that. They can give him a qualifying offer of $8 million next season, right? I believe that
restricted.
Right. And I believe in order for the Knicks to be able to trade Cam Reddish, I'm not sure if they have to guarantee that $8 million salary for next season. I'm not sure if they have to do that. I don't think the team that he is going to. I'm not really sure about those rules if they have to guarantee that money for next season. So just an FYI for folks. So Cam Reddish to the Bucks. All right.
And I guess my proposed trade would be for Grayson Allen, but I think we would have to. Well, how much is Grayson making?
$8 million. So the Knicks will be absorbing $2 million, which is in that $5 million window. $2.5 million, something like that.
Okay, you guys play devil's advocate, right? And you guys are working on the Buck side. That's my initial offer. What say you guys?
You want to go first, Steph, or you want?
Yeah, it's real quick for me. I'm not taking somebody out of my rotation that I'm depending on for an unknown in Cam Reddish. I'm not talking about his talent. His talent, is known, but just in terms of will we get that shooting, that spacing around Giannis that we need with Cam Reddish? Will he be able to come and get and play in our rotation? He's a restricted free agent. How much do we want to play him, knowing we're not going to even sign him? We may or may not re-sign him. Nah. And this is something Milwaukee has said. Like it has come out that they're not giving up a rotation player for Cam Reddish. They're giving up picks. So, but that would be my rationale for not doing it. He's in our rotation.
Is there somebody that you like that you think could fit into your rotation?
Oh, absolutely. But I don't know if you're going to give them to me.
So let's talk about it.
You're going to give me Grimes. You're going to give me IQ. You're going to give me. I like Fournier. I think Fournier can fit in terms of what we're trying to do, but he's not an expiring contract, right? So it's this year and next year, where he becomes expiring. I don't even know, as far as cap purposes is concerned, whether or not they can even take back a Fournier. Fournier is making $18 million.
Well,
they would have to add to the deal. They would have to add $10 million to the deal. Yep.
Let's see if we could work something out. Let me add Fournier.
With Reddish, you want to keep Reddish in?
Yeah, you guys have interest in Reddish, yes or no? I mean, that's
yeah.
So yeah, we're
From
gonna
what I've
keep.
heard,
Well,
Milwaukee has
well,
interest in right now.
I think, I mean, I'm not, I didn't directly hear that. What I did hear is that the Knicks have interest in Grayson Allen, and they will be willing to offer Cam Reddish in return. I think the Knicks are the people who picked up the phone in this type of scenario. I don't think it was the other way around. But the Knicks are willing to offer Cam Reddish, so you said keep him there. So let's see. Let's add Evan Fournier to the deal, right? Now this is, let's see, 6 plus 18. That's 24 million. 23.9, 24 million going to Milwaukee. So Milwaukee has to make this money match. So let's see.
And looking
First,
at your
yep,
salary, there's no way that we can make this work.
no, because you're gonna have to. I mean, if you look at the salary, like all the people who are
Yeah.
making close to
No,
that money are deep in the rotation that are used.
Right.
That Milwaukee's using them, right? So I
all
don't
right. So
understand
we're
why
gonna we're
Milwaukee would
gonna
give
we're
up.
gonna
Yep,
remove Fournier. We're
Mhm.
gonna remove Grayson Allen and see if there's something else that we could work out. And I guess we'll go back to the trade that I believe you had up last night or yesterday with
yep.
Serge Ibaka. I mean, we could start right there,
So
right?
this will not be able to work because Milwaukee can't eat the salary. So you have to add George Hill in because Serge Ibaka
Okay.
and Cam Reddish. Yeah. So right. So let me just show everyone what I'm talking about. Right. Bucks are unable to complete the trade since they're a tax-paying team. They're only able to take back 125% of the salary that they're sending out, plus $100,000.
So
Right.
as the
So
Bucks, who are you guys willing to give up to make this salary match? Some people say they may want to keep Hill as a third string point guard. If you were a Bucks front office, would you want to keep Hill and put somebody else in there, or
you have to look at the bottom of this roster, right? So I'm looking at probably a Jordan Nwora. I think that could work. Let's see. George Hill was making $4 million, right? So you gotta be looking
Mhm.
at a Jordan Nwora, but even he is a little bit of a part of their rotation, right? So you can say him, right? So let's put him in there. And I think this may be able to work. Let's see. This is a 1.83. I think this could potentially work here. Oh no, because it's only a $1 million difference. Let's see. Yeah, this could potentially work here. Now, the question you'd have to ask, well, first of all, the Knicks, because they're acquiring two players, giving up one, they got to waive someone. So you're talking about Archie Diacono, you're talking about Svi, something like that, right? Jordan Nwora is on the contract for 2 years. Um,
Mhm.
why would the Bucks give up someone in their rotation, aka Jordan Nwora, for Cam Reddish? You ask the same question, even if it's not Allen. You got someone like Jordan Nwora who can knock down the 3-point shot, right? Who is already in their rotation. That's just a question that you would have to ask. Why would the Bucks even do that?
Yeah.
fair enough? So are you parting with Hill or no? As a
I'm,
Bucks,
I think if I'm the Bucks, I'm more likely to part with Hill and Ibaka because they're not in my rotation than anybody that's in my rotation. We got to consider the fact that Milwaukee is a championship contender, right? So you don't want to mess up and break up, not too much of what you're going on. They're still in contention for the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, even though I think they're third right now. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. I think the chemistry at this point matters in that situation. So I think they're more likely to give up Hill, who's on an expiring contract anyway, and Serge Ibaka, who's an expiring contract anyway, in that particular deal. And if I'm the Knicks, I would ask the question, why even do this deal? Like, what's the point? Like, what are we looking to accomplish with this deal? Okay, you're getting rid of Cam Reddish, but you're bringing back two, contracts that are expiring anyway. So is this like a fair swap? I mean, that sounds like a fair swap to me if I'm the Bucks.
I know why I would do it as the Knicks, and then we'll move on. We'll let the Queen give her OG. I think that's where she's going. I don't know. I'm just, but
Mhm.
number one, I think Serge could come in right now and potentially fill a need in Mitchell Robinson's absence, and that could be short term. That doesn't have to be anything that affects Robinson when he's healthy. It could only help. You're talking about um a real veteran. You're talking about championship experience. You're talking about a guy who's been through it all, seen it all. So if nothing else, he could help guys learn, not even playing. You know what I mean, and teach guys that way. And George Hill, I mean, he's past his prime, absolutely, but could he help? I mean, the Bucks brought him on to be a part of a championship team. Another guy who has numerous experience, still I think could knock down shots, which we're not getting from Deuce at the moment. You know what I mean? And a guy who, be it past his prime, is still a defender. And you're talking about playing second string, third string guard. So yeah, I would do it. It's an easy, small move, doesn't affect the future, and yeah, I say yes.
Question that
Who do we waive? Uh, Archie, I guess. I mean, it doesn't matter really. It's somebody who's not playing.
I think it does matter slightly in the sense that, and I'm not going to feed into this too much, but I think the whole Villanova connection's a thing. Like the Knicks are all about that. I think Archie Diacono is Jalen Brunson's friend. I mean, if we're talking about bringing in someone that is a huge difference maker, I think Archie Diacono's out the door. But in this particular situation,
my only review is George Hill going to play before Archie? Yeah. If he is, you waive Archie. If he's not, you waive George Hill. Either way,
you could waive Fee.
Oh yeah, Fee as well.
Yeah, I'm saying, I mean, out of those, but because of that Villanova situation, I think it's more likely that it's going to be Swede that rather than Ryan Archie Diacono. I think that Villanova thing is a little bit important, a little bit, not much. Now, if we're talking about bringing in like someone for a massive
Mikal Bridges, I heard y'all last. Yes,
well, that was Andy bringing that one up. But here's a question that I do have for you: are you concerned at all about the argument from some Knicks fans about the Knicks are bringing in all these veterans again, and they're going to take time away from the young players and all this and that, right? I know how Queen feels about it already. McBride.
I wasn't one of those people either, so I'm not concerned.
No. Okay, I know. I was just asking a question. Yep.
No, I know we're gonna hear it from certain fans, but if it makes the team better, that's all I care about. If it can help us now or later, you know what I mean. That's all I care about.
Yeah, and I also think the Knicks are on a different trajectory right now, and I think the moves they make over the next year or so is gonna point even more in that direction. If you're gonna be a championship contender in the next year or two, you're gonna have to churn the bottom of that roster anyway. A lot of these young players are just not going to be there. Obviously, you look at the championship contending team; they do have maybe one young player in the rotation. They may have a few on the bench. I think we are young heavy. So I think if we're going to talk about being a championship contender, not tomorrow at the trade deadline, but within the next year or two, a lot of these young guys are going to be either gone or on the bench.
Yeah.
So my question is, you said if the Knicks are thinking about being a championship contender.
No.
Next year.
They are. Well, I think that's the direction they're going in if they're able to land the moves, make the move.
Right. And I think that, and I agree with you, but I think that what's going to really take them to the next level as far as they're going to need a lot to be championship contenders. Let me just say that. But I think the first step in that direction, the first major step is landing that star player. Anything short of that, they're not championship contenders at all, in my opinion. Right. So what they've said that they were going to do, and this is Leon Rose talking from, the MSG in-house little thing that he has, talk to the fans or whatever, that, what I got from that is that until they acquire said guy, that they're going to continue to develop and play the young guys, right? So my question is, does a move like this potentially hamper some of what they're trying to do? Me, I don't agree that it does, but I'm just asking y'all, what do y'all think about that? Does a move like this, no matter how short-term it is, hamper some of the development of Deuce McBride?
I think when he
or Jericho Sims.
Yeah. I think when he said that, Josh, that was before the reemergence of Randall, and that was before Brunson. I think Brunson coming here and Randall's reemergence, in my opinion, I know they haven't said anything, changes things a little bit.
Talk to him.
And I don't think, yes, I agree with you. And as Freezy said, we need a certified bucket getter, however you want to call that, a star, a superstar, number one, we need that. But I don't agree that the Knicks need to just stand pat and wait for that mysterious guy to become available. That could be 1 year from now. That could be 2 years from now. Who knows when a star will become available? I think you still have to improve your team.
In the
Obviously,
meantime,
in the meantime, obviously keep enough draft picks, first round draft picks, right? I don't think there's any star that comes available that we're going to need 11 to get them. I think 5 would be enough. And newsflash, when we do get this said superstar, RJ, Randall, Brunson, one of them will be in the trade. And so that'll be even less draft capital. And you would even want one of them to be in the trade because you don't want to have 4 and you're paying, let's say, RJ 4, you're paying him however much money you're paying him to be a super role player. Like that
Right.
money can be better well spent, right? Keep 5 in the kitty, right? But continue to build the team until said star becomes available, whoever
I,
that is.
I wanna add that I do think that in regards to the salary cap considerations and the salary cap limitations, that it's going to be one of those 3 players that are going to go: Randall, Brunson, or RJ. Right.
I would
This
think
year,
so. Mhm.
right. I think so for salary cap situations. If the Knicks are somehow able to get under the salary cap and be able to sign said player outright, then we're going to do it. But I think that's highly unlikely. I think it's going to have to be a trade where you're going to have to give up one of your $20 million contracts. Right.
Right.
Now, the part that I do want to push back on a little bit is the notion that Leon Rose and Scott Perry in the front office have somehow deviated their plan because of the emergence of Randall and Brunson. To me,
and I
based
don't
on
know.
what I've seen,
Real quick, I don't think you. It's a given that one of those three guys are gonna have to go, because if you look at the contracts right now, as currently constructed. Granted, these may not be the guys here, but depending on how we move forward, we have $18 million contract in Fournier. We have a $14 million contract in Rose. We have is somebody getting 10? I think somebody's getting either 8 or 10. But what I'm saying is those 3 combined would be enough to theoretically go for that
from
head guy.
from a salary perspective, not from a reality perspective, why would the teams trade away their alpha dog or one of their alpha dogs for trash?
Depending on the situation and the scenario, it could happen. They could be expiring at the time. The motivation could be the 5 picks that Queen just mentioned. So it doesn't, and the money could just be filler, especially if they're gonna be expiring contracts. So I'm saying, depending on how it's situated, it may not be those guys.
But
So
I think it's highly unlikely that happens. I mean, we all understand anything could happen, but I think that is highly unlikely considering what
and
we've
you
seen.
want one of those guys to go.
Right.
Why would you want? For me, it would be RJ. Why would you want RJ here making that money? He's not going to get enough touches, where you could take that money and get a few role players.
I mean, that could be another move after the fact. You know what I mean? Flip him into 3 pieces, 2 pieces. But I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be
I
that.
hear
It
you.
depends on what
Anything
they
is
want.
possible. I think that those chances are low, but anything is possible. You're right.
Right.
Yeah. Let's move through these quicker, just so I want to try to get two goes at it each.
You want to reset this, Tony? You want to reset it? Put a new
Yeah.
team
And we could go with Queen's first pick, as far as and you could go any direction. You could
I don't
go.
really want. Listen, I don't want anybody from Milwaukee. I got to be honest.
Okay.
I wish we didn't have this Cam Reddish conundrum, because I don't think his value is such where we're going to get a really good rotation player for him.
Mhm.
I hear you what you're saying about Ibaka. You speaking glowingly of him. I just don't know if he's still that guy. If he is, then that's great. If he can come in and give us 12 minutes, 14 minutes a game, I think that would be great. I just don't know if he's that guy. I haven't seen him since the injury. Really.
No. I'm saying pick your guy that you want to go for, and we're gonna run through.
I don't. For Cam Reddish?
No.
Whatever I
Anybody.
can get.
Who's your
Anything.
target?
Oh,
Start with your target,
I don't
and
even
then we're gonna
have a
see if we can make it
target.
work.
You said Gary
Oh.
Trent. You said Gary Trent.
Oh
Queen?
yeah, let's go with Gary Trent. Let's go with
All right.
let's go.
All right,
And
here we
actually,
go,
I
here we
hear
go.
that he's actually on the
Yeah.
The
They're
only
shopping.
thing with Gary's, we got so many 6'4" guards. But let's go with it. Let's go with it.
All right. So Gary Trent to the Knicks, he makes 17.5. Let me look at his contract for next season as well. So he has a player option for next year, right? So this
We
is
might have to
considered
pay him.
right, but this is also considered a rental kind of situation because you don't know if he's going to pick that up, right? So let's say Gary Trent Jr. We got him on a rental basis. And just in the interest of full disclosure for everyone watching out there, you see how difficult it is to navigate
and who
this
are we
in this
giving
type
up
of
for a rental?
this type of environment. So
I mean,
Yeah,
but
you know.
we're gonna stay here. We're gonna do the Gary Trent. First off, my bad. Salute to Ron. You
Yes,
know what I mean?
salute, Ron.
Oh yeah.
I brought you in, and I didn't even introduce you. You know, even though everyone knows who you are. You know, but thank you for joining us. We're doing Trade Machine. Everybody's gonna give a target. When you give your target, the other people on the panel are gonna play the opposition and try to make it as difficult as possible to kind of make this trade work.
Sounds good. I've been listening, so I'm kind of caught up. I hear where y'all going with it.
And while we're here, we're gonna go through OG as well, just because we doing Toronto. But we'll start with Gary Trent, and let's see.
I can't even push back that hard on this one.
all right, so let's look, Steph. What are you thinking here? So obviously him and Fournier make very similar money. Fournier's guaranteed contract next year. So let's say the Raptors even go for it, which I don't think they would, but let's say they do. The Knicks will have to give up some draft picks to get off of Fournier's contract. Because in that case, why is Toronto trading Gary Trent?
See, if Gary Trent wasn't a rental, I might think about it. But he's a rental. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to give up a first round draft pick for a rental.
Well, I'm gonna be the executive in Toronto and say, I'm gonna be realistic first. 2 seconds.
Okay, 2 seconds from the Knicks.
Yeah, but
That's what you. Wow. Okay.
I want a young guy.
Let's see, 2 seconds. So let's go. Detroit's here. Trade the Raptors.
I'm not even gonna play nice. I want RJ. What's up?
If it
RJ, you said?
Yeah.
You was. I heard you on your interview talking about you know you want to move RJ for somebody.
Who, me?
That was
No, I'm being facetious.
Oh, I actually do, but not for Gary.
I mean, this
Trent
is
Jr.
this is my starting point.
But the contract, it's the contract situation,
The poison
right?
pill. Yeah.
The poison pill. I think Toronto has to take back his next year's salary, and New York can only take back his current salary. So it's just not going to. It's not going to work. But check back with me. I think around July 10th, and let's see if we can get something done.
All right. So this is So let me just read the poison provision. It says RJ is Barrett's on a rookie contract and signed an extension that's to begin the following season. Therefore, he has what is known as the poison pill. He can no longer be traded for a player making equal money. Instead, his current salary is averaged along with the salaries he is to receive in his extension, and that average becomes his income and salary for trade purposes. So his outgoing value for the Knicks will be 10.9, while his incoming value will be 23.5. So the Raptors will have to give up 23.5 million in order to make this trade work.
So you can add to the trade.
The Knicks don't have the space to.
Well, we have five. You got 5 million that you could absorb anyway. So if we add 6 million to this deal, it should work. If you guys add 6 million.
Probably like 7.
So give me Obi, give me Obi and RJ, and you can have OG.
No, I think the Raptors have to add the money. The Raptors have to add the money.
Oh, the Raptors got to add.
Yeah,
yes,
the Raptors have to add 23
million. All right.
Wait, so if you're saying, but you still might have to do that anyway. You still might have to be, it might have to be RJ and Obi to help get it done. But what else are you sending?
Wait, hold on. I'm so confused right now.
We have the machine, so let's try it.
So what he's saying, what he's saying is, what Toronto is saying is, scrap Gary Trent, give me RJ Barrett and Obi, and I will give you OG, and an Obi.
Yeah,
OG. Okay.
Or what else is going in there? Because that ain't it.
We give
or is that it?
This is what we got so far.
I think that would be enough for Gary Trent as well.
No. We got to
just
take
one
him out.
of them, Josh. Take Gary Trent out.
All right.
Okay. That's why I was saying that. I was like, I don't know if they're gonna do that.
No, but they they so this is not. I don't think this is gonna work here. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think because of that poison pill. Yeah, it's still the poison pill provision. So, yeah, okay. So hard cap. This trade will result in a
wait. All right, go back real quick. Like redo like adjusted trade.
Okay.
And let me see the Toronto contracts. Thaddeus Young, right there.
Add him to the deal?
Yep.
Okay.
That should work.
He's been a throw-in everywhere else, so I mean, makes sense, I guess.
No?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because Knicks can't take back. What can the Knicks take back?
No. The Knicks they have to take back $23 million. So you see RJ right now, it says $10.9 million, right? You have to treat that like it's $23 million because of the poison pill. That's what I'm saying. Toronto has to add more, not the Knicks. So if Toronto really wants RJ Barrett, they have to add more. We don't have to add more.
We don't have to add more, but
so it needs more than $8 million.
More than RJ Barrett's current contract, though. I don't think the Knicks. Can the Knicks take back more than his current contract? Are you saying the Knicks can take back any amount?
No. It has to be within $5 million.
Correct.
Right, but what I'm saying is
of his current contract.
Right.
So they can't take back more than $15 million.
Right. So if what Josh is saying is that the poison pill makes RJ's 10.9 really look like 23.
Correct.
So
that's what I'm saying.
20. That's 23 from the Knicks side, right? So that's 23 that Toronto's got to take back plus Obi. So that's 28.
Right. But okay. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So
and what number are we at with those two guys?
But we got to think about our side as well. We can't take back all of that. We're only sending out 10 million.
No,
that's what makes it a poison pill. It's a problem for both sides.
No,
the Knicks can't take back all of that salary, can they?
I think they have to.
No. The way it works with the poison pill, you have to treat RJ. That's why it's difficult to trade someone with a poison pill. That $10 million, you have to treat that like it's 23 million. So Toronto will take back 10, right? And we'll take back 23. We have to take back 23. That's the poison pill provision. That's why I'm saying the Knicks don't have to add anything else. Toronto has to add.
So take Obi out and do those two guys.
Yeah, that's what there you go.
Right, but here's the problem.
Right.
If it is a poison pill, and yes,
let's
say Toronto wants RJ. I mean, that doesn't mean they want him like that bad. They may say, okay, we know the poison pill, we'll take RJ, but now we want a first round pick.
No, see, the Knicks can only take back 13.
That's the point I was trying to make. The Knicks is only dealing with his $10 million contract. So you can't send out 10 and bring back 40. Just one example.
Okay, hold on. So then you have to. So you got to take out.
The Knicks do have to add.
You got to have space. The Knicks don't have space.
Okay,
that's what makes it difficult, unless they create space to take back those contracts.
And you don't want to add no first round picks for OG, right?
I don't personally. No, I do not.
So can the Knicks
didn't have an inch? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, can the Knicks create space with the team that they're trying to trade RJ to, or do they have to do it in a separate deal somewhere else?
Probably in a separate deal.
Well, this is the middle of the season.
I mean, they could if they was absorbing RJ's contract.
So
that's the only way the Knicks would.
So you're saying space. We have to add some money to the deal is what you're saying, right? So we put Obi in. Y'all don't want to put Obi in there?
You can put whoever you want. We can only take back 13 million. That's the issue.
Okay. Gotcha. So
That's
Toronto
what
would have
makes
to
it
add,
hard for both sides.
let's say Otto Porter Jr. Let's see.
I
No
think
Knicks
we
fans
might
gonna
have
take
to.
that. No Knicks fans gonna
Right,
take
right,
that.
right, 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 right,
Yeah, I
right.
think we might have to scrap this one if y'all not including picks for OG. We might just have to move on.
I don't know how you can't.
You
First off,
can't
I
do
don't think
this trade.
Toronto's going to do this without getting a
And you're
pick.
not
Like,
adding. I mean, as the Toronto Raptors, I will take second round picks for Gary Trent. The problem is when you want me to take Fournier, I might
Right.
need four
hmm.
second round picks. And as a Knicks, I would do it. I don't know about you guys.
For who?
I'm not.
For
I'm
the
not taking on
rental of
Fournier's money.
for the potential rental of Gary Trent, because I feel like again, you re-sign Trent, even if you feel like he's not worth the 18 to 20 million that you re-signing him
Oh, he
for.
is. I like him. It's just money. It's just a money issue.
I mean, the rumor is he wants 20 plus 21 or whatever. So
Oh,
if you're gonna re-sign him for that, you might as well give up the seconds for him.
One, I don't think they're taking seconds for Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're gonna want a first round pick.
Yeah, it's Gary Trent Jr. is a good player. He's
Yeah,
20,
but they
and he's
about to
24.
they about to lose him for nothing. He don't want to be there. It's already out. So they have to move him.
No, they don't. They don't have to move him. They can just go into an expiring contract. They don't have to move him.
My point is they have to move him if they want something in return.
Right, but why would they take so that my thing is, why would they take on more money and add money onto the books next season and Evan Fournier? Why would they do that? They might as well just cut their ties. That's the reason why they're going to ask for a first round pick.
Right.
I mean,
because Fournier is not expiring.
No. I'm not saying they have to move him to the Knicks for that. I'm saying they have to move him. It may not be first round picks. It may be another expiring. It may be somebody that they like that is under contract. The thing with the Fournier becomes a movable piece as an expiring contract coming into next year.
Next year, yep.
Yeah,
next season he's expiring.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's not like even though he has 2 years, is really one. You know what I mean? So
no. He has this year, he has next year, and then he has the following year. The following year is
I'm not including this year.
Oh.
It looks like he has 2 years after this, but he really has 1 year after this.
Right.
So I'm saying there's value in that as well. That's all I'm saying. I'm not.
It's value in the expiring next year, not at this trade
right,
deadline.
not right now.
This year's a wash. That's
no. Tony,
but what I'm trying to say, the expiring contracts become valuable during the trade deadline for that particular year that they're expiring. Right. So for
you don't think they're just as valuable at the draft?
Right, but we're not at the draft.
We're not at the draft.
We're at the trade deadline.
Draft. Yes, at the draft.
My point is the move that they're making now, and we'll move on, is not about now for them. It's about the draft. It's about moving forward. That's what it's about. It's about not losing the current player for nothing.
Right, but you don't have to do it this early. If I was them, I would hold out. I wouldn't do it this early. It's not a fire sale right now.
Oh, I agree. I'm talking about, but it's only 10 days left to the deadline.
She's saying she wouldn't do it at the trade deadline period. She wouldn't rush to do it at the trade deadline period.
Not to take on salary.
Not to take on salary. There's no point.
I mean,
the Raptors aren't going anywhere. They're not going to go to the next level.
What's their cap? We'll move forward. And I'm gonna let Ron pick his person. But as we do that, depending on what their salary cap situation is, they might not have the money to spend, even if they lose the guy. So having a guy like Fournier, I'm talking about next season.
Right, I got you.
Couple things actually. One, who wants to come to Toronto, right? Not knocking on, maybe somebody does, but who wants to go there as a free agent? Because the history has shown not many, if any. Everything they do is about trades. So I'm just saying there's value in Fournier. If he works out, great. If he doesn't, expiring. I'm speaking not this year, after from next year on, or actually from the end of the season on. So there's value in moving him for a bigger trade moving forward, as the salary cap of an $18 million expiring contract. That's all I'm saying. Like it's you making it seem like he has 3 years under his contract, or
No,
the
no,
two.
no. I
No,
understand exactly what you're saying. I
I
just don't
think
think
he's
he has.
movable. I think he's movable if you don't want to lose the guy for nothing, and you don't have the opportunity to do anything with that cap space next year. I don't know if they're in
I
that
think they're
position, but
betting
some
that they
teams
will
are.
be able to. I think your jury is betting on himself that he will be able to do something with that cap space. And I would take my chances instead of trading for Fournier. In my
right,
opinion, I would take my
right.
chances
There's
before I would
no
trade for
incentive right
Fournier.
now. There's no incentive right now to take on more money for Toronto. There's just no incentive unless they get a first round pick back. I mean, there's no incentive.
Yeah,
Or
it
no
sounds like
incentive
to
good
me.
enough, in my opinion. Yeah, go ahead.
Sounds like to me the only way to really get him, if you really want him, is you're gonna have to throw them picks in there
For who? OG
for
or
OG.
Trent?
If you want
For
OG, you're
Trent.
gonna have to pony up.
I think
Well,
it'll take one first
well-
round pick for Trent.
maybe, yeah. I think that makes sense to me. It ain't, I
So-
mean, first round picks
Just
are
the
first round
first or
picks.
first and a player?
I
Just
think
the
mean,
first.
a first
I'm
and a player,
thinking
so first
if
and a
we
player.
doing it
Okay.
first, then it has to be Fournier. Yes.
Say again?
If we're doing it first, it has to be Fournier, correct?
Yeah, Fournier and a first for Gary Trent Jr. I think that's what gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I know how some people don't want to give up assets, but I'll do that. I'll make that deal.
I wouldn't. I'm just saying what it would take. I wouldn't do that. I might.
I'm just saying, like, we're gonna hold on to these picks, and I'm
I
not
do
even
it too.
certain. I'm not even certain that the Knicks are going to even use these picks when we get to the draft because
I do
they
it
don't
too.
got money, so they might be
And
flipping stuff
when we-
around.
Yeah, I would use them too. Listen, like I said, you got to keep five. Keep five. But even putting those five in the bank, you have three unprotected and three unprotected, where really maybe only one or two of those may convey. There's no superstar you're going to need all 11 picks. If you're going to have to trade one of our top players anyway, so you're not going to even need those five. But I would still put five away. After that, yeah, I would still try to improve my team with the other six. But I would not touch those. I need to have that capital just in case a superstar becomes available.
I agree
So-
with that stuff.
So my question is, do you do the one for Trent?
If he's to me, if he was under contract, I would do it. He's not under contract. I think it's a risk.
If
That's
you
the
have the
part that I don't like,
opportunity
too.
to speak to him and he says he'll take the contract,
meaning you can extend them.
4 years, 85.
How does
let's just say.
that mess with our
I mean, if he's
how does
under
that mess with
contract,
our
it's going to be
cap?
the same thing.
I think it's too much of a gamble because of timing. I get that. That's how I would look at it too, Tony. But the point is, in order to do that, most likely you got to extend them like pretty soon. You get him, you extend them, and then he's locked down. But the problem, once you extend them, now it's affecting your cap for the offseason. You
Yeah,
would
but
like
if
to
he
be
was
able to-
under contract, it'd be the same thing.
No,
That's the
but
only reason
how
why I
you
asked
do
him.
that is technically how these teams have been doing it is they get into the offseason, they make their little acquisitions, and then they extend the players because they're already on the team. So now you give them the money after you've already got who you want
you
to
can
pick
go over the
up.
salary cap. You can go over the salary cap for the people.
Right. If they do it now, they're going to be screwed.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm potentially if he overplays his
Right.
pay window like Brunson did.
Tony, a hustling dude. Boy.
I mean, as a we playing GM, right? Isn't that how you gotta try to? You know what I mean, hustle a little bit. Ron, who's your guy? Who's your target?
Well,
let me reset the machine. All right.
I got two in my head. Let me give you a real one because one I like that I wasn't even thinking about, but somebody else threw it out there. And now he's like there. But you also got a
let me
super
get
chat.
to this super chat real quick too before I lose it. My guy Parrish Duggar says best target is Kuzma, who wants and can handle an MSG. I like Kuzma too. And again, depending on what the asking price is as far as draft compensation, I might go for it. I actually like Kuzma more than Levine. So
Oh wow.
and I think he would be cheaper. He should be cheaper. So
It'll be cheaper.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to Kuzma, and we'll pull that up right after Ron.
Go
I
ahead,
mean
Ron.
right
What you got for me?
before
Maybe you pull
Josh.
it up after. Maybe you pull it up now. Who
Oh,
knows?
maybe we'll
but
see.
all right. But okay. So here's the guy that but I'm not gonna use. I'm just gonna throw it out there. The guy that I wasn't even thinking about that my chat was throwing at me the other day, and I thought maybe I loved his style and his play, but I thought maybe he's a little too inexperienced. Is Troy Murphy the third?
I
From
like Troy.
Pelicans?
Because Troy Murphy the third could be, because I threw this at the chat. I asked everybody, who do you think is better, like Mikal Bridges or Troy Murphy the third? Blah blah blah. And they said Mikal Bridges, of course. But the point is, Troy Murphy the
I was
third could
about to
be
say
Mikal Bridges.
in a
So
few years.
yeah, so maybe you want to take the chance and go out there and go snatch him up. Now that means
Still on
this
his
is
rookie
one of those
contract, by
things.
the way.
And I was trying to tell people, listen, it's not like New Orleans is looking to move Troy Murphy. So if you want Troy Murphy, you're gonna have to make it worth their while.
He's
That's
a
the
4,
point.
right?
He's a 3. He's /4 because he's long enough that he can fill it into that spot when you play in a smaller lineup. He don't have big body.
You got him up there already.
6'9". Yeah,
Nah,
he's
I'll put him in.
6'9".
I'll put him up there.
Small
Trade
forward,
to-
6'9".
He's only making $3 million,
He's on his rookie contract.
which means, I mean, I don't.
But why would they
He's gonna
trade him?
cost.
Right.
Is he gonna cost more than one first?
No.
Yeah,
You think he's gonna cost more than one first?
because they don't want to give him up. That's the thing. Like they got no reason to trade him, and he's good.
I think
He's
they
on his
haven't.
rookie contract.
I'm not giving up 2 first-round picks for Troy Murphy to throw. Who's a bit.
You know what I would
unproven.
do?
I see where he could be, but he's just not. I can't give up 2 for.
That's
for
the dilemma,
maybe.
Steph. That's my dilemma.
Yeah.
That's where I got.
Yeah.
Listen, as the opposing GM, I want either your 2023 and Dallas's 2023, and I'll take Cam off your hand.
Let me see. What's the Pelicans salary cap? I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. You got to add some. You got to Knicks got to add, or Pelicans got to add some money. But let's see. So you say Dallas and New York, right?
I mean, as Ron, you have to agree because you're the Knicks right now.
Yeah.
So
Listen.
you gotta ask for another player. Oh, you said Cam Reddish too. Let me put him in here, right? So Cam, straight to Pelicans, and we need just a little bit more money to put in there.
And let me talk to the rest of my front office. Queen, you agree? We're not the Knicks.
Yeah.
We the Pelicans.
Oh, the Pelicans. Yeah, give me 2 number ones,
Oh,
side of fries, and a vanilla milkshake.
Let me just check this. Try this trade. Let me see.
So you got 2 number ones. Who else you got in there?
and Cam.
Cam.
We'll take
was-
Cam from you. You know what I mean?
I didn't even
taxpaying
think you.
team.
I
They're
didn't even think
tax-
you really needed to give
Okay,
up Cam.
so-
I thought the 2 first was enough.
Oh,
So
so
the
we need
Pelicans
3 more.
first.
We need 3 million more.
No, the Pelicans got to add 1.8 million. So like one of them smaller contracts. So let's go back.
Yeah, but
Or
if you
take
took
out
if
Cam.
you took out Cam and just added the 2 first, I bet the trade goes through.
Oh yeah. I think so as well. Let's see. Undo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
I
only
was
gotta
just
throw
trying to
Cam
give
in there.
Zion a friend.
That
Knicks
didn't
have
go through.
available.
Wow.
Available cap space not suitable. Trade player exception to sign Murphy.
The
Knicks
third.
are not a taxpaying team. They're only sending out. So cut 3.1.
They're not sending out enough.
Right.
All right, so
They're not sending out. So put Fee in there or put somebody in there that they're gonna waive.
well, let's look at if they could give us 3 million more.
But that's with Cam though.
Yeah,
All right. So Cam to the Pelicans. All right. Now let's go to the bottom of this roster. Let's see what we got
Ooh,
here.
I'll take I want Kyrie. You want Kyrie Lewis
Hero
too?
Lewis.
I like
That
Sean.
kind of
I mean, I
negates
like him.
that. You know what I mean? That makes the eases the pain on your yes that second pick.
There you
Yep.
go.
You're gonna take two of their young guys. If the Knicks are gonna give it to us,
I
we'll
want
take
2
it.
more picks too. 2 more seconds. And we
Look at this
work.
guy. Yeah,
And it worked.
So this
I
is
mean,
the
come
reason
on,
why. This is the reason why I don't think this happens. First of all, the Pelicans are just starting to be like a really good team in the Western Conference. This move does not make them better. This move does not make them better. You're giving up someone that's in your rotation in Trey Murphy. I think Carol Lewis is getting some time as the backup point guard or what have you. But you got a young
He's not.
team,
He's
basically.
He's not in the rotation.
Okay,
I think,
so Trey
He's
Murphy, basically.
they would be willing to trade him. Trey Murphy's the guy that they
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't think the Pelicans would do this. Even if you get in 2 first-round picks, I just think they're
but they
so
might
young.
do it for the pick. I don't know how much draft capital they have.
They have a lot.
Yeah,
They have a lot of draft capital as well. Then they may not.
And Josh,
Oh,
you know
no,
why
well,
they
then,
they might do it? The same reason why you was talking about us collecting draft picks for opportunity to move up with all the draft capital that they have. So
They got the Lakers 2023 first
and
round pick.
And they're wrong. And
they're
2024. They had 2024.
But
And
they
if
may
you
want
wanted-
that number 10 pick. I mean, Dallas pick won't be number 10. It's top 10 protected.
Let's go with the super chat.
Reset.
Yeah, we're gonna reset real quick.
I tell you though, this is not realistic, but I would kick the tires over there on Brandon Ingram.
Yes.
I would kick
How many
the tires
draft
over
picks
there
you
on
talking?
Brandon Ingram.
Let's take a look at the contract. So he has guaranteed money for the rest of this season, and so he has 101 million remaining for 3 years. So about 33 million average for the next 3 years, guaranteed money.
You
No
know who's
options
going back
guaranteed.
to? You know who's going back over there to them?
Oh, you already know.
Zion's friend.
Cam.
Oh, yeah, you
Zion's
already
gonna
know.
be with his buddy. No, and it ain't just Cam. It's
RJ.
It's RJ.
RJ's heading
So,
right back
okay.
over there.
Now
But
we
you
got
can do that
something.
in
Yeah,
the
you're
summer.
gonna have
You
to
might
wait till
take
next
the
year.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that may be, Josh, why they have those toggles there. If you want to do a trade for the following year, what have you. So if
Okay.
you was to take away the poison pill toggle, then we could see if that would work in the summer, in the
Take away
summertime.
poison pill. Okay.
I don't even, is that an option?
Yes, you can take away the poison pill. Let me go back. Sorry, I'm
Wow.
moving too fast.
So wait, after the date of the poison pill, then it's even whatever his salary is currently.
Correct. And I think it's in July if I'm not mistaken.
So it would basically have to be before the season, like draft day type situation.
Free agency. Isn't free agency is in July, right?
Yeah, but there's a window where you could trade people in the off season.
But I don't know. His poison pill may still be in effect.
Well, you just said the date. What's the date?
I think it's July 10th. I think I remember seeing July 10th.
That would make him eligible. Cause when's the draft?
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Zion's got a PP too, but it don't matter. I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, he just signed his extension.
That's
when's the draft?
The draft is in June, and then free agency is a week after. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Around free agency, I think he will be.
That sounds wild. My
okay.
fault. Pause
Okay.
chat. Zion's got a poison pill too.
Let's see. Knicks got to add 10 million more to it. So let's see what we got. $10 million
For Brandon Ingram.
For Brandon Ingram, right now Cam is out. RJ's out. Knicks need to add $10 million to this.
But you know what though? In the summer, because we talk about in the summer, it's not going to be 10.9 for RJ. It's going to be 20. It's going to be whatever his salary is.
Yeah.
So I think it would work in the summer.
Oh, okay. Yep.
It's not going to work now, but I think in the summertime it would.
All right, so that's why you said take off the poison pill, right?
If you, I don't know if you could.
But even if you do that,
yeah,
his salary is only going to be 10. So we would have to imagine that other 15 million, whatever RJ's making. 20. What's he making? 23 next year.
27.
27. So we would have to project that into it. It's like even if you take it off, his contract is going to be 10.
Oh no, you're right. 23, Tony. You're
23.
right. 24 almost. So let's see.
So it might 23. So we couldn't do Cam. Cam's going to be gone already.
Yeah, Cam will be gone.
So take him out.
We could get Brandon Ingram.
I'm just saying, guys. I know it
But
came
his
up when we was
injury,
talking
his
about it
injury
before.
history too, though.
But I think that even though New Orleans, they know who Brandon Ingram is. I think they've been doing good without him. I don't think I don't think they really need him.
It's hard to say when the lights ain't too bright.
It's tough, but you know what? When everybody else is healthy, when Zion is healthy, which he hasn't been so much this year, but when he is, that team is running, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see, recently traded restriction. No, recent. Where's the? Let's see. Let's take this off. All right, close.
Oh, by the way, guys, I mean you probably already know, but tune in to Still Knicks fans at 9 p.m. You guys may not be able to watch it live, but watch the replay. I think tonight's a good one.
Okay.
Always,
we got
do.
we got a point guard on tonight.
Yeah. I think you're right, Steph. I don't think there's any way for me to turn the poison pill off.
Right. But I think next season, I mean, my hot take is that RJ is not going to be on this roster next season. I just think that once he's able to be traded, they're going to trade him. And if whether that's for OG, the injury history really concerns me with him. Brandon Ingram, the injury history concerns me with him as well.
Well, I mean,
let's go to Washington.
We don't have to worry about doing this.
So
we could do the
we could do
Kuzma one.
Hit Paris Duggar and look what Kuzma's.
I got to tell you guys, I know some people are still on the fence about it, but I honestly do think Kuzma's probably the best case scenario, like the most possible, even though it looks like Washington may not want to get rid of him. But
yeah, that's what I heard. And I heard him saying that he was doing a Hoops Hype interview. Didn't sound like he was leaving.
13 million for the rest of this season, next season player option. So this is kind of considered a rental.
Is it bird rights?
Yeah.
I mean, that's always good, right? That means you could go over the cap to keep him. That means you could work out sign and trade if he's gun ho on leaving.
Yeah, I think if you do that, you definitely have to sign trade RJ in the offseason. Because that's a great point too. Because to me, your wing defenders, Kuzma and RJ Barrett, I mean, I think one of them and a knockdown shooter.
What does he make right now?
Wizards are hard capped because they got Bradley Beal's contract, Porzingis' contract. 13 million for Kuzma.
So we could do that with RJ right now.
No, it didn't work. They're hard capped.
No.
Right.
No.
It would have to be somebody else, and then you would have to sign him to an extension, and then you would have to move RJ. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to improve the team that much.
All right. Well, let's play GM for the Wizards against Paris Duggar. He can't really negotiate right now because he's not on with us. I mean, unless you want to
probably give
negotiate
Obi. I mean, I think that's why they got rid of Hachimura. So, so that they can have the money to sign him. But all right.
Let's just we're not giving up picks, right?
I don't want to. I mean, I'm really hesitant. Maybe one first round pick. But this is a rental we're talking about. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
You gotta know he's gonna resign. I mean, he's CAA,
absolutely.
Right? So you got to have some backdoor.
Don't you? Is that tampering? If you working out a trade with somebody to say, hey, I want to make sure I could resign him.
Yeah,
that is tampering.
Yes,
but you can get permission to do it.
Yeah, no. If you talk, if you reach out to the Wizards and say, listen, we want.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you do it that way, and Wizards know, yeah.
I mean,
so what do y'all think about this one? Obi in the first, basically.
I do this.
If they would take that, if they would take that, yes, I would do it.
I'd do this.
I would do this.
That first round pick.
If they want a first and a swap,
we're gonna have enough for a star. I'm with you on that. I'm putting those picks aside. We still gonna have enough for a star.
First and a swap.
If Kyle Kuzma is guaranteed to sign with us for an extension, I'm doing this all day long.
Yeah.
And the first and a swap, we gotta get pushback.
Even a swap, I would do.
All right, we got one.
Even a swap.
We got
there
one.
it is.
Nah, I mean, I would do it too. I'd do it first and a swap because a swap you still have a first. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just not as favorable.
Let's see if the swap works. I'm pretty sure it will. Let's see picks. See they pick situation. They don't have a first round pick this year, so yeah, they will be. Yeah, they would need ours, and maybe they trade off the one next year because they don't have a pick. They can't do a swap.
Year. A pick this year and a swap next year.
So that means we're giving up 2 first round picks then.
No, we swapping the 2024.
A swap is not giving up; it's switching them.
Right,
they get ours, we get theirs.
Right, and then plus the one for this offseason. So that's okay.
2 picks. Well, one is a swap.
It's one and a swap.
Is a swap
it's one
a
and a
pick,
swap.
really?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's one and a swap.
All right, so there you go. Let's see.
In spades, that'd be one and a possible.
One and a possible.
So there you go. So you guys will do this? Swap
I
with
do
the
it.
Wizards?
Yeah, I would do that.
I would do that.
Yeah, I think this makes sense. The Wizards are going to be worse than the Knicks anyway, right? You assume, right? So the Knicks are essentially getting the higher pick. They're getting the Wizards pick for next year, and they'll lose their first round pick this upcoming season.
No, you do it in reverse. You give them our pick.
I did right here. And
no,
then
but you
2024
swap. You swap.
They don't have a 2023.
They don't have one.
No, they don't have one.
They don't have.
That's what their incentive. They're getting the 2023 pick, so they got a first round pick coming up. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
They might want to swap down the line.
Hey, John, we gotta give up something.
They might want to swap down the line though.
Obi and Reddish, but if they'll do this, I would do it.
You heard though? They may want to swap down the line. Because
like years later?
Yeah, because chances are they're not going to swap this year because their pick will be better.
Because they don't have a pick this year, so they can't do it anyway. That's why we did 2024.
Oh, they don't have a pick this year?
Or right, that's what I'm saying.
No, next year they have one. Next year they have one. Not this
2024 year. They have one. 2023 they don't.
So that's what I'm saying. So the swap would be for next year's pick.
Right, 2024. Right. That's what I did.
Okay. Yeah. And then we still have a pick this year and we still have a pick next year because it's
correct.
All right. Fair. Yeah. I would do it.
Well, we don't have our own pick this year. We still got Dallas's and all the rest of them. We gave up our own.
Shout out to Parrish Duggar, man. We made it work for you. I don't know if you agree with it. We
yeah, I don't know if Washington would do that, but if they would take back Obi and Reddish, do it.
Although I don't know, Parrish would be so happy because I know he did like Obi's game, so I don't know, but you got to give up something.
Yeah.
And Obi's the odd man out anyway. I'm a big Obi guy. I thought it was going to be Obi season this year, but maybe it's Obi season in the fact that he can get traded and help the Knicks out for the future. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. It's a shame.
So I don't know if Josh had a new trade that he wanted to see if it worked out, or if you wanted to bring up one of your favorites from yesterday. You could do that.
I'm going to bring up the most controversial one. I'm going to bring up the most controversial one that I did yesterday. It's involving the fan quickly.
Oh, the one that everyone said no.
Right. Now this is the reason why I would consider making this deal. I'm not all in sold on it, right? I already reset it, but this is the reason why I would consider making that. I am under the mindset that the Knicks can do a draft day trade, meaning moving up in the draft. That's the way I'm thinking. If they're like really trying to go and hunting for this is supposedly a deep draft or whatever, but supposedly one of those top talents up there in the top 5. So what I said was Emmanuel quickly. Let's send him to Phoenix. Let's take back Jay Crowder. Trade to Knicks. Jay Crowder. Who else did I say? Did I say Reddish? Reddish, right? Yeah. What's Reddish? I believe. Where you at? Cam Reddish. Trade the Suns. So we're taking back more money, which is within that $5 million threshold. So 6 plus 2.5 is 8.5, right? Well, we're taking back basically $2.5 million worth of salary, and we give them a first round pick. No, sorry, I'm on the wrong side. There you go. Now, Phoenix has all their picks. They don't have anybody else's, right? So basically, Phoenix is giving up a first-round pick for Emmanuel Quickly, which I think that's what he's worth anyway. Trade to Knicks. I like this. Because I'm under the mindset the Knicks can get up enough picks to be able to move up in that draft. Not to draft them, but to move up in that draft.
I just don't know. There's two reasons why I wouldn't do it. There's no guarantee that somebody's gonna want to move back in the draft. You know what I mean? There's no guarantee that you'll be able to move up to the position that you want to. Mm-hmm. So I don't think you could go into the move with the intent of moving up, because that's not a guarantee. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that could be your wish, but there's no guarantee that you're able to do that.
Well, I can apply the same thing to what you said about Fournier earlier, but that's a different conversation. Go ahead. I'm just Tony. Go ahead.
I'm trying to remember which part, but if it fits,
no, the part about Toronto. Well, you can use him for a trade later. You know, you can use him for a trade later and all of that. It's the same premise. I mean, you don't know what you're gonna do moving forward. But I'm saying if this is the Knicks mindset, basically, you know, the Knicks are getting another first-round pick. They're in the business of collecting assets anyway. I know we have enough. And I think they know they're not going to be able to draft all these guys, right?
I'm not giving up Quickly for somebody in the top 5 that we don't even know. I mean, I get you that they're good prospects, but it's still an unknown.
It's not only is it unknown, it may not even be immediate. So, like, they may be better than Quickly, but it may not be until 3 years. It may not be until 2 years.
What if that player is generational, though? What if you take a swing and you try to go get someone that's generational? Now, obviously, you have to draft the right guy. We all know that part of it. And the Knicks have not been
generational prospect. If he's a generational prospect, like Scoot Henderson, then yeah, I would do it.
And
but at 5,
then why does that team give up on Scoot?
It depends on who's drafting there. Well, it depends on who's drafting there. I gave an example yesterday in regards to Golden State when Curry was out for that whole year. They lost Clay, and they were a team that drafted number 2, right? I thought they were perfect trade partners for the Knicks because, and that was the Mitchell Robinson trade. I wanted to send him to try to get LaMelo Ball at the two spot. He would have been our point guard in the future, generational level kind of talent. I thought. So it would have to be a team like that, like a team that's.
The point is that they didn't.
But when you look at the potential teams, I don't see any good team that's falling down on their luck that's going to be up in the top. Do you? Like that was in that Golden State situation. Josh, I hear what you're saying.
Even to that point, Golden State didn't move the pick. They still have Wiseman to this day.
No. The Knicks didn't even offer it. The Knicks didn't even offer it. That was something that I offered. But I'm
saying they didn't move it to anybody. Like right, that it wasn't just about the Knicks at that point. Everybody was talking about, what the Warriors gonna do? They're gonna flip this and get you know what I mean, and solidify their championships moving forward.
Right, but we don't know if anybody even offered. We don't know if anybody even offered them a deal for that second pick.
I'm sure there was offers out there.
To me to believe that nobody made a call to gauge interest, though.
No, I got you. No, I got you. I'm just putting it out there. This is like if I'm the Knicks and I'm, in that mindset of asset collection, that's something that I would consider doing. And then, who's to say you can't move those picks for other things? I think the Knicks still are in that asset collection mode, and not necessarily to draft those players, right? So that's the reason why I'm saying that. And the Knicks, when they were earlier taking calls on Emmanuel Quickly, they said he was worth the first round pick as well. So the Knicks know that he's worth the first round pick.
But I think his stock has gone up since then, though.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
He wasn't even playing that well back then.
And honestly, at that point, if they're talking about Quickly, now I'm starting to negotiate for real. Like
the Knicks need Quickly. Like let's stop.
I want Bridges. You know what I mean? Like I want Bridges if you want Quickly. That's my starting negotiate.
We need Quickly.
I agree. I'm not trying to give up.
I don't see it. I can't. As much as I can't believe I'm saying this, but Quickly is a damn good player. So I can't see him.
No. This is not about. Okay, so I just want to this is not about me giving up on Quickly, saying we don't need Quickly. We definitely need.
It's recognizing his value and you valuing the pick more than Quickly. Which
I'm putting Quickly in a trade for when we put together that package for a superstar. Quickly can go in that package.
Okay.
I think he's becoming a really key piece now. his
I agree.
defensive prowess is incredible now. And then if you put Quickly on a
And-
team where he can be an option, he can get unlocked on the offensive end.
So
yeah.
Andy brought this point up yesterday in regards to the Knicks eventually going to have to pay Obi and pay Quickly.
I'm not worried
True.
about that.
You have
I'm
to,
gonna
Tony.
pay Quickly. I'm not paying Obi.
Okay.
I'm not
So if
worried about it.
I take Quickly out and put Obi in, what about that? How about that?
Say that again.
If I take Quickly out and put Obi in, how about that?
I'll do that.
Done.
Done.
I do that in a heartbeat.
That's
Okay.
done
Okay.
in a heartbeat.
I do that in a heartbeat.
Because I think
But the reason I
think
always say I'm not worried about paying the players is because it's not time to worry about it yet. And I'll go back to the RJ
It's
argument
close enough, though.
that we was having, prior to his extension, and everybody assuming how much it's going to cost to keep him, and look at what we paid him, which was far below anybody who was on a low spectrum. It was still far below that. So I still feel like we never know what these guys are going to be, where they're going to negotiate their contracts at, and for the most part, I won't even go there.
If you're a front office, you do have to think ahead, though.
Absolutely.
If you're a front office,
absolutely, you got to think ahead. You got to know how much you're going to be willing to pay them. What your ceiling is for. I'm not going above this amount. Absolutely, but I trust that the Knicks have that already under control. They're thinking about that already, and I trust that they're gonna give fair deals or they're not gonna deal. They're not gonna make mistakes. So that's what when I say I'm not worried about it, I'm not worried that they're gonna go out there and overpay for anybody.
It's not even about the overpay. If you feel like a guy is gonna ask for more than you're willing to give him, it may be best to move him ahead of time.
But
I think that's where they are with Obi, in my opinion. I don't know what they're thinking, but I think you got to move Obi. You're not paying Emmanuel Quickly and Obi. Yeah, Obi ain't taking $3. If you're gonna take $3 million, you're gonna take a Kevin Knox deal.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't. That's my argument.
That we don't
to say
know.
he doesn't now.
So we're gonna wait to the last minute and see what it is.
Or it's negotiated beforehand. Like they can know in negotiations. Oh, you're not willing to take this. Now you trade him. You know what I mean? But now is not the time to be saying, "Oh, we're not going to trade him because of how much he's."
Or it might not even be the money. It could be roll.
Yep.
Well, that's a totally different argument.
Yeah, it could be roll.
Josh, can you pull up the Spurs for me, please?
San Antonio Spurs, absolutely. Let's reset this. All right. All right, Tony, what we got?
I'm gonna say I'm willing to give up a first, but I'm not even gonna go there right now because I don't want to hear everybody going crazy.
Who's the player
though? Here's what I'm thinking. I will take. No. I'm trying to give up Fournier, right? I'm trying to give up Fournier.
Spurs can just Tony, real quick. The Spurs can absorb money. 113.
Yeah, I know.
So they're under the salary cap. Okay. Yep.
I will give you Cam if you want him. If you don't, you don't. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt you. But all right, I will add that in there.
Cam. Okay.
Yep.
So that's 18 million so far, or 24 million going out.
I will give you 4 second-round picks.
Okay. So let's get rid of all of these.
And I would like Doug McDermott back.
Oh, Doug McDermott, the radio hermit.
Josh Richardson, please.
And who?
Josh Richardson, please.
All right, let me take a look at these contracts now. All right, let's see how much money's going out. Knicks are.
Yeah, that can work.
Yeah, it can work. Let's see. Doug McDermott, let's look at his contract.
I like
guaranteed money for next season. Okay.
Solidifying my second unit.
I see where you're going.
4 second-round picks to solidify the second unit, huh?
4 seconds. Yeah, that's. I think you could probably get it done with less than that.
I mean, if it takes less, it takes less. But You know what I mean? I'm you know, they taking Fournier. Remember how hard it is to trade Fournier, so I'm trying to incentivize. That's the only reason why I even would do one protected first.
That one,
And
no,
Cam
the
is a
Fournier
rental.
situation to be different. The Fournier situation to be different because we're getting back McDermott, who's guaranteed money for next year as well. So it's not
But
really
not
a,
as much. I mean,
So,
so
yeah, it's only $5 million.
it's $5
It's not as
million
much of
though.
a yeah, it's
You're
not as
right.
much
You're
of a
right.
incentive.
You're right. We probably
so you
wouldn't
don't
have.
have to incentivize it. Yeah.
You're right. Fair enough.
Okay, but let's see if it works. It's as it
It's
is.
gonna work. I did it already.
Well, you know what? I mean, don't get me wrong. I see what you're doing. I'm not opposed to it. Like, I also think that the Knicks could win and help solidify that second unit, that bench unit, in smaller fashion and do something good with it. So this is not horrible. Honestly, I would prefer if you give me a Josh Richardson or a Doug McDermott. Probably I want Josh first.
Josh
Okay.
first.
And then switch out Doug McDermott and give me Collins. Maybe take out a couple of those second round picks or a second round pick and throw in Hartenstein.
Wait, Collins who?
Zach
Oh,
Collins?
the big man from
Yeah.
he was on Portland.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love to get Zach Collins back because that
So
dude
take
can ball.
out who? McDermott, you said?
Well,
McDermott.
let me give my argument before you change anything.
Oh, go ahead.
Because you got Quickly at the 1.
Mm-hmm.
You got Richardson at the 2. I think that's good enough defense right there for a second unit at the 1 and 2.
On the
You got
perimeter.
Doug McDermott. He's not
No.
the
negative.
best
Nah.
defender, but he's not Fournier bad. And
You don't think so?
I don't think he's Fournier bad. Not at all. He wasn't even Fournier bad when he was here. And that was the argument. Like his defense was bad coming when we got him. And his defense was like a pleasant, like I wasn't disappointed in his
Right.
defense.
But I think the bar was low though.
And we're talking about second unit. So it should be a little bit easier for him defending. And he's having a career year. Now you got Obi at the 4, Hartenstein at the 5. You talking about spreading the offense. You could shoot, you got shooting all over the court. I think Doug could give you 15 easy off the bench. He's averaging 20 something now, I believe.
Who's coming out the
I think-
rotation, Tony? Real quick. Who's coming out? Somebody has to come out the rotation.
I think RJ Barrett just wouldn't run with the second team.
Yeah, it'd be a 5-man second unit,
It would be a 10-man rotation.
Yeah. That's where I'm
Sure.
going.
Because Fournier and Reddish are not playing anyway, right? So someone would have to.
Oh,
out.
Deuce, my bad. Deuce.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
my bad.
got it.
Yeah, Deuce can continue to develop, but I just say one of our biggest problems is we need shooting, and this gives us a whole second unit that could kind of shoot the ball.
I see.
Hartenstein, but a little bit, and then every now and again, some of those guys could come in and rock with the first unit. You know what I mean? You could put a Richardson running with the first unit to help with defense a little bit, along with Grimes. You know what I mean? Even Quickly's defense is good enough to play in that first unit. So I like it. That's my argument. Go ahead. You want to take McDermott out, which is fair enough.
And you said Zach Collins, and I took away one of the picks, so I made it 3. I think this will work.
And then throw in Hartenstein.
Hartenstein.
Oh, that worked even without Hartenstein, huh?
Yeah.
But realistically, I don't think the Spurs would just want to give up on Zach Collins. They might want a big back, and we want to get rid.
Obi?
We can't have 4 bigs. No, but we can throw Ihart. Take Ihart and Collins switch up.
You rather keep Obi? You
In
talking
this
about
situation-
Collins playing the backup 5?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was.
Yeah.
I thought he was more of a 4 to me.
Ron, you want to take Cam out? I think you would have to take Cam out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he can go in another trade.
But why? They got cap space, don't they?
Yeah, but I mean, you're eating
That's
up their cap
true.
space. And Hartenstein is under contract for next year.
For next year.
Yeah, he's on a contract for next year. So I don't think 3 or 4 second-round picks gets this deal done because they're basically eating money for no reason. They're not going anywhere.
Right. And usually when you do that, it's for a player you want.
Right.
Wait,
you're
so
not
is
just eating,
Zach Collins expiring?
No, Zach Collins has another year.
At how
Guaranteed
much?
money. 7.3. It's about the same as Hardenstein, basically.
Yeah, so it cancels out kind of.
Yeah, I think
Next year
that
is not
cancels it.
guaranteed.
The only incentive is
They
honestly
waiting.
for the extra $5 million they taking on with Fournier.
Well, let's see.
But they're
Where's
a young
Hardenstein?
team. Why would they even want Fournier? I mean, when you think about how the Spurs play historically, I get it. Fournier would fit.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a young team now. Why are you taking on
I think you
Fournier
always
extra
need
year?
veterans. I think you always need veterans. Like I think
It's an expensive one, though.
I mean most of them are. and you talk about I can see him flourishing under Pop, you know what I mean, as a leader, not having the expectation to win anything, but
He might
you
not
know what I
even
mean?
play.
Right.
I mean, if
I
you
don't
have a
see
young,
Pop sitting him.
if you have a, just like the Knicks, if you have a young team, why are you taking minutes away from them to play Evan Fournier?
Well, you know what? It goes back to the thing that you said in the past, Steph. At some point, like once you've gathered enough young players, you know, you're going to need some veteran presence to come back on the team because you got so much youth. At some point, I
Right.
think maybe,
At some
and
point.
they got a lot of youth over there, so maybe they're at that point where they could use a piece or two just to, you know, help some of the guys on the bench learn how to play. I mean, say
I
what you
think
will
so.
about Fournier, he's a good leader, like amongst his peers. Like they listen to him. He's a good teammate.
I just think 18 million is a lot. Look at
Right.
Hell on Milwaukee. They getting that for $4 million.
Again,
I still think in order for it to like I would get rid of those. If I'm the Spurs, I'm not taking any of them second round picks. I want a first round pick back from the Knicks to take on those contracts. Because both the
And
contracts are
again-
guaranteed money for next year.
I said I would have done it for a protected pick.
And I tell you,
first.
I would do that.
Protected.
I
If for
agree.
this trade, if this is all we're going to be able to do, I would do it. If you take them second rounds out and give them one first, I'd do this too. I'd do it that way.
I agree.
Josh is under contract.
Josh is expiring, and
He's
Zach
expiring.
Collins is non-guaranteed money for next year.
That's just the only thing that's killing me with these expiring contracts. It's like renting players. It's
Right.
like,
Like in the summer, you got to go out and
And that's why I like Doug McDermott. And again, this guy can shoot. Like
But
he
Josh
may
is
come
still-
in and be a better version of Fournier.
But Josh is still a part of that deal, though. Even with the Doug McDermott deal that you proposed, Josh Richardson is an expiring contract.
Right.
The question that I have for y'all is, you know, because like I said, I still think you're gonna need a first round pick to give up Fournier, or like you're gonna have to trade one.
Mm-hmm.
Would the Knicks be willing to just wait? Next season, Fournier's contract becomes a little bit more valuable because it's expiring. You don't have to give up a first round pick at that point.
Yep.
You know, would they
That's
be
what
willing
I
to do
would
that?
do. I don't really see a rush to get rid of
salary
Fournier.
filler for the big trade, like I was saying earlier.
Or that.
With Toronto or whomever. If we move him, I think the same option is valuable.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The same way you're saying,
I can see what you're
because
saying.
of the value. It's the same thing that the next team,
Yeah.
if we trade him to, it's the same value going there. So that's why I'm saying you got to look at it as the other team's front office. Yeah, you could be negative and be the other team's front office and be like, oh, I'm taking on this money, or you could be positive. All right, I'm taking on this money for one more year.
Tony, what I don't think you're understanding, it's different now in regards to Fournier's contract than later. It's two different things. Like
I understand that 100%. Okay. But the same way you're saying we could just wait, they could just wait after doing the trade. It's the
right.
same.
No. But a reason for a team not to wait if they're going to trade away an expiring contract is that they're getting the first round pick back. If they're taking on salary, that's their incentive not to wait. That's my point.
Right. Usually you have to incentivize
it. Yeah.
If they're not expiring this year.
Unless they feel like they could use the guy or you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're doing a trade and they feel like they can use him and they may want to even re-sign him, yeah.
Right. But you're talking about teams like Toronto, you're talking about these middle of the pack to bottom feeder teams. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. So like I just don't see the incentive for them unless they're getting back a pick.
Do you think Fournier has no value on another team because he has no value here?
Not at 18 million.
No. I don't think Evan Fournier has that much value on a team that's not going anywhere. Now, if you're talking about trading him to a contender, that's a little bit of a different story. trade him to a contender, trade him to someone like that where he can help. Yeah, but on a team that, why would a team at the bottom just eat money when they don't have to and not get a pick back? That doesn't make any sense.
That's why I thought a good trade partner for the Knicks with Evan Fournier was a team like Milwaukee.
Right.
They could use Evan Fournier. And
Yep.
I mean, granted, he hasn't looked as great this year, but it's because of how the Knicks are using him. But he's only a year removed from what he did last year. So I think that's still there.
On the 11th ranked defense. I just got to keep throwing that in there.
And I don't even think he was valued by most Knicks fans last year.
Oh, no, of course not. He took minutes away from Grimes. That's what everybody was saying.
I mean, I understand what you're saying because, again, he had a bad season, but he broke out a single season 3-point record, and it's very rarely talked about. It's not really championed or acknowledged. Like, had that been Grimes, it would have been like, oh, you know what I mean? Had it been anybody else, somebody more well liked, it would have been championed.
And you know what? I'm not tooting his horn too much, but in fairness, it's not like he just shot a lot of threes in every game and he broke the record. He actually had some big games for us too, especially against Boston and some other teams. He had some nice games. So
he did exactly what we brought him here to do, and fans didn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
But that all being said, I think he should have value out throughout the league. I think we're undervaluing him because he's not in the rotation. He's barely in the rotation. I can see some other teams.
I think part of that is true. What Josh said, his value is kind of precipitated by the need of the team that is going to acquire him.
The particular team.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, some of these young teams that have cap space, they got to have those type of contracts anyway. Like whether it's from us, whether they sign.
Come on,
I'm making it up. I'm not pushing for a trade. I'm saying just in general.
I'm just appreciating
the Spurs. They're gonna need a contract like that, whether it's Fournier or somebody else or somebody they sign. The same thing with the Houston Rockets.
Everybody,
it's got to be the right person.
Tony can sell water to a well. I'm telling you, he can sell water to a well.
I mean, now you can't bring him there and him not be in a rotation.
No, I got you.
Like a Josh. Well, that's not even fair because Eric Gordon is in the rotation.
Somebody
said miserable.
Tony, somebody in the chat said Golden State. Teddy Cincinnati said Golden State. He said pull up Golden State. So let's see what we got with Golden State.
All right. Let me get to the super chat real quick.
Golden State is interesting. Yep, sorry, my bad.
Remember Doug McDermott bad shots like Fournier here before. I think the difference was he was kind of learning himself. And I think he's kind of figured it out a little bit.
Let's see. So let's look at Golden State. Let's see. What are their needs right now? Draymond, I think he's not guaranteed for next year. I mean, I'm not trading for Draymond right now. Player option.
What else he got?
Let's see. They can use the help. Now, they are an interesting team because they got Steph, they got Clay. Their superstars are getting older. They are not where they want to be, so they would take a little bit of a risk. You know what I'm saying?
For Fournier?
Yeah. But that money has to match.
Like
they're a luxury tax team, so that money has to basically be identical. So trade to Warriors. So let's see what we're talking about here.
The only guy I want on the Warriors that is a possibility is Kuminga.
You think they do that? Okay, let's see.
I mean, yeah, because I don't think Wiggins is a possibility, and I don't think. I mean, I know Steph ain't a possibility. So yeah, the only person that I would make a move for is Kuminga.
Okay, who else? You got to make the money out of though. So
how much is he making?
Kuminga's making 5.7. So
we need another $8 million.
Right.
They're not doing Looney.
No, you need more than that because Fournier's at 18. So you got to make you go to 6.
Yeah, but we got $5 million to play with.
Yeah, but the Knicks can absorb $5 million. Not Golden State can absorb $5 million. The Knicks can absorb $5 million extra. Not Golden State. Right. So you're looking at if you add Kuminga in there. Let's see. You got from 12 to $17 million.
Million.
Yeah. $12, $13 million, something like that.
Yeah,
So
we're not
Kuminga?
going to be able to make it work. Wiseman. But now we talking about how many picks we I'll give up 2 picks. I'll give up this year's 2 picks for Wiseman and Kuminga.
I don't think you would have to give up 2 picks.
For Kuminga?
Yeah, I don't think you would have to give that up, Tony.
For Wiseman and Kuminga?
Let's say trade
For
to the
both
Knicks.
of them, you might.
Where's Kuminga? Did I put him in there already? Let's see.
I mean, who we giving up? If we're not giving up anybody of significant, you might have to put some draft picks in there.
Okay, so let's say we add a 2024 first round pick, our only one, to them. Think this gets it done?
Just one?
Yeah, I think this gets it done.
Fournier and I'm sorry, can you?
Fournier, 2024 first round pick for Wiseman and Kuminga.
Why would we wait a year? And why would they want to wait a year for and no, especially knowing we got 2 that's gonna convey ours and Dallas.
They don't, because they don't have a 2024 first round pick. They traded theirs away.
That's more reasons why I think they asked for 2.
Listen, if they would do this, I'm taking this all day. But they can get more than
2?
They can get more for. They can put them in separate trades and get more than Wiseman. I mean Fournier in the first.
Would you do it for 2 picks?
You're gonna have to put You're gonna have to pony up.
Okay, clear. Let's see.
All right. I got one for you guys.
In this case, you could throw in Obi.
Add quickly,
Ouch.
and then add Moody.
Ouch! And you want Moody back too?
No.
You going the wrong
It's
way.
already one-sided, right?
You going the wrong way.
Listen, I said 2 picks. Josh is trying to ignore me.
No, they're gonna.
You trying to get all the youth that they
got and give them back a broken down Fournier, for this one last run, and they can't even rebuild their team. I mean, what they're trying to do is see how many championships they can get out of this old core as they bring their young core, so they can be set up once they retire. Now you're going to take 2 of those players. You're not going to give them anybody else to rebuild with.
And
that's why I keep adding draft picks. Y'all not listening to me.
They're gonna need some players because
some
remember,
young players.
The other thing.
All right, so quickly,
this is their plan, but they also are starting. To
quickly
show
and
weakness.
Obi. My bad. Did I not say Obi?
Yeah, okay, yeah, you did not say Obi.
My bad.
You're gonna need more money though.
I thought I said Obi first. Obi always comes before quickly with me.
Golden State has to dish out more money
quickly,
though. Let's see, where's Obi at? So Golden State's gonna have to dish out some more money. I don't think this is going to work, but let's see, because they're getting 25 and only giving out 15. Yeah. So, they need to add $10 million to the deal in order to make it work.
Yeah, they're not giving up Looney.
They need to add because they're over the salary cap. They're over the luxury tax.
Okay.
I don't see him doing it. Everybody.
Yeah, they're not. They can't because Looney's the only guy that could do it, or the closest guy that could do it, and they ain't gonna do that.
About where we are, you got Wiseman, you still got Sims on the roster, you still got Robinson on the roster, you still got Hartenstein on the roster. I mean, you bringing in Wiseman, they may want a big man back.
Sheesh, damn it? I don't Golden State, man, 48, 40, 33.
Yeah, 199, and the owners don't care. They just open up a new building. They don't care. They're trying to spend it because they're winning championships. So that's why I think they're interesting as a trade partner. I don't think all this is going to happen though. No. Yeah, interesting stuff. Who's not in their rotation? Wiseman, he's always hurt.
Yeah.
So what if you take Fournier out?
Fell out of favor with them.
Take Fournier out. Swap the young core basically, Obi and quickly for Kuminga and Wiseman. And a first.
I would take that every day.
And a first round pick. Queen, you said if you'll take this any day if you're the Knicks.
If they would do it, yeah.
Let's see. Knicks are unable to. Oh yeah, the money. So let's see. 7. Yeah. Big. Let's see. The Knicks would have to add a little bit more.
Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cam Reddish. Where are you?
Look how that gives them 7 more wins though.
Let's see.
Baldwin Jr. for Cam straight up. Yeah.
Hey, if I'm a Knicks, I'm not doing this. There's no way. There's no way I'm doing this. You trading the first round pick for what? What are you trading the first round pick?
Wait, why wouldn't you want to do this? What's your reasoning? I know my reasoning why I wouldn't want to do this.
Emmanuel
what's your
quickly.
reasoning?
No.
The
first round pick is the first round pick. I'm not giving up a first round pick for what? Like, what are we getting back in this deal? Like, how does this help us?
Right. It doesn't help it. Like, this is if we were in developmental mode.
Yeah.
This would help us. I think the Knicks are in a different place right now.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm worried about that. This guy named James Wiseman.
Yeah.
Even though I thought this whole time, like, I think he's a diamond in the rough. I'm not so sure about it now. I thought that before, but I've seen there's more time has passed.
Is it his game or the injuries?
I think it's his game.
Okay.
Because it could be he's held back because of the injuries. He can't get it going. You know, I don't know. And the system is maybe not the right system for him, but I'm just not sure. I just hope he's not an Anthony Bennett type. I don't know what he is.
Shout out to
Cincinnati said Baldwin Jr.
Shout out to
he's
Dwayne
on
the sorry, my bad, Tony.
No, Baldwin Jr. I believe he's on the Warriors.
He is.
Shout out to Dwayne Dennis. He said some of these trade scenarios are downright criminal. Sorry, once and for all, I'm swinging for the fences and only making moves that make us better and address our needs. I think it's very easy to say that when you're home and you're watching, but this is very difficult when you think about like I said at the top of the show.
Just challenge them to go ahead and tell us who you want.
Right.
And we will work the trade out.
No, because I mean, I just think fans really just think that the Knicks Leon Rose and them can just go ahead and do whatever they want. You know what I mean? This is a slow, orchestrated ballet. You have to be able to find the right trade partner, understand what other teams need. This is not as easy, right? So it's easy to, say stuff like that. This is downright criminal and this, and that. But you have to understand the mindset and the players that you're dealing with here. And by players, I'm not just talking about the people on the court. I'm talking about the people making the decisions and where their mindset in the direction for their franchise. So I just need fans to really understand that part of it. This is not easy. Saying like it ain't like baseball where there's no salary cap and you can go spend as much money as you want.
And the other thing too is, guys, like some of this stuff, these are all scenarios, right? We're playing fans, right? We're fun. It's fun.
Right.
We're looking at different things. But the other thing you got to think about is some of these guys, you may not be, how like you're gonna rent an apartment or buy a home. You walk into it, it's empty. Some people can't see how they can envision what it's going to look like because it's empty. Yeah. With some of these guys, like a Wiseman, I'm a little hesitant about for other reasons. But like Kuminga, I've seen Kuminga ball. Put Kuminga in a situation where he gets the touches. Kuminga's solid. I like Kuminga. The problem is, remember talking about you behind Clay, you behind Curry, you behind Poole, you behind Wiggins. Even Draymond Green gets touches. You don't do nothing with them, but like that's all the people that's ahead of him. Right. Like it depends on where you at with it. But I think that these guys, you got to look at it.
Right.
No, I agree.
Who's Phoenix, Dallas? I'm sorry. Read it.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to decipher it. Best guy around available to win it all is JR. I'm assuming Julius Randle for Phoenix DL.
But who is that? Who's Phoenix DL?
Yeah, I don't.
You got to have a player. Like you got to trade. If you're going to trade Julius Randle, what's the player? Who's the player?
And the L's not by the B, so it's not DB.
Right. Who's the player?
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. But
everybody's still trying to give away
the super chat.
Julius Randle.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not giving up Julius. I'm not. You're not just going to give up on a good player just for the sake of giving him up. If he wasn't playing well, or if he was having his same type of
we know Paris, Phoenix, or Dallas, but who on Phoenix or Dallas? You got to trade him for a player, not just to a team. Like for who on Phoenix or Dallas?
Yeah. And how's it going to help us?
How does that help?
If you trade in Julius Randle to Phoenix, you got to try to like go big fish hunting. You trying to get Devin Booker back. I mean, I don't know if you're
And
gonna
that,
be able to do
yeah,
that.
I don't even know if I want a package that has
Paris Duggar said a haul. But
Bridges.
specifics.
I don't even think Bridges is enough.
No.
No,
You
because
know what I mean? Like,
even the impact that Bridges gives that team is you can see when Booker's not there, Bridges ain't getting them no wins.
Right. It's how he fits in that particular system,
Yes.
that particular team.
as
Correct.
a whole.
Correct.
But I'm gonna get out of here. I know Josh, I appreciate your executive producer credits. You know what I mean? So appreciate you with the fanspo. Shout out to Andy too, because you guys show was like, I gotta jump in on this action. It's definitely fun. It's next time you do it, hopefully I'm available because I definitely will want to do it with you guys. Ron, appreciate you jumping in here as well.
Yeah,
I
I'm
wish we
sorry I
had
was
more
late,
time,
man.
but we
in
got Queen's
recovery
Court
mode over
coming up.
here.
And I'm sure that's gonna be fun as well. Queen, as always,
8:30
I don't
Queen's
think you've
Court.
missed
Get
the
your little
show, so
refreshments.
appreciate you.
Come on back. You're welcome.
Yeah,
And the chat, man, appreciate you guys. Paris Duggar, super chats, appreciate you. This was great. I'm looking forward to next week. It'll be like 3 days away from the trade deadline, and if nothing happened by then, it's gonna be even more frantic and hectic on what we talk about, especially depending on where the record is. Knicks play tomorrow. They play the Lakers, right?
Yes.
At the Garden.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm worried, especially with LeBron coming off the whole referee thing. I feel like he's about to get every call for like 10 games in a row.
Yeah.
It don't even
And
matter
he's
to him.
sitting out
He's
the
just gonna
Brooklyn
ball
game.
out against us.
Yep. So I did hear that too. I was hoping it was like a rumor or speculation, but yeah. So I think this is all intentional. He's coming back to the Garden. He's missing the Brooklyn game. He's gonna get every call. We have to beat them.
He's gonna get every call anyway.
I mean, but now it's gonna be like invisible calls. You know what I mean? Like, so basically, if we win, we're gonna have to beat them by like 20. So there's no the refs. Right. There's no way the refs could kind of mess this up. We do not need a close game going down the stretch with LeBron coming back after this.
Easier said than done. Easier said than done.
Yeah, I agree. And they sitting more than just LeBron, right?
AD too.
AD. So yeah, they trying to be fully rested. Like, since when y'all sit in the front game of the back-to-back? Like, come on. But maybe we'll talk about some of that on Queen's Court as well. Appreciate you guys again, and
appreciate you.
I'll see y'all next week.
Don't forget, guys. Tune into Still Knicks Fans at 9 p.m. If for those who watching the Queen's Court, understandable, watch the replay, and definitely you too, Steph. I don't want you to miss it because I think you'll be happy with the guest.
Okay, yeah, I did see the thumbnail. I will watch it.
All right, yeah, I want you to watch it. So,
all right, y'all. I'm excited. That's what I'm gonna do while I'm eating. Appreciate you guys.
All right,
we out.
Come on, Tony. You gotta be on time with it.
I know.
Come on.
Yeah.